Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's Naked Truth. I want to start off, like always, by thanking the Naked Army vloggers who sent in their own vlog submissions last week on fantasy. That's Chris, Jacob, Pat, Dominic, Hiram, Daniel, Cleo, Steve, Nathan, Prescott, and Kristen, Julia, Tom, and Jose. Lots of people are fantasy people out there, and that makes me very happy. This week, I wanted to talk about perfection and the obsession with being perfect. And I am number one guilty party perfectionist here. So no one can critique themselves more than I do. And this was inspired from two different people. LZ said, Trish, I love these. I would really benefit from one on self-perfection as I've been struggling with an expectation for myself to be the idealistic person with the best friends, but unfortunately I'm not. And Savannah Forrest wrote in and said, I just watched a video of you on the Fighting Sexism panel at VidCon. At the end, you talked about accepting that you aren't perfect when you create your own content. Accepting imperfections is something that I think a lot of people struggle with, myself included. Do you have any advice? And I've been crazy lately, not accepting that I'm not perfect with my own life. This week especially, biting off more than I can chew, which is one of my inherent flaws because I think, I can get it all done, I'm perfect. And let me just say to that, no one is perfect. Perfection is a losing battle. And that's what I say to anyone that says, well, I strive to be perfect. And let me just say, there's nothing wrong with being an overachiever. There's nothing wrong with having very lofty goals. But perfection at its heart, what it is your brain's knack to find things that are wrong with things, whether it's other things or whether it's yourself, and want to fix them. And we think, oh, wanting to fix this is a good thing. But inherently, I found that it makes people unhappy for the most part. I mean, this whole exercise, the Naked Truth, for me, is an exercise in understanding that none of us can be perfect and that it's completely okay to not be perfect. I mean, my hair is never perfect. I'm not wearing makeup, so you see all the blemishes, and I don't do cuts so you can hear all the ums when I'm thinking, because that's really me. And this is just an exercise in putting that out there. And that's why when I say to do your vlog responses back, that's why if you decide to go full Monty and do the Naked Truth submission back, it's more about you feeling comfortable just being yourself at its most raw and open. And it's a hard thing to do, to accept that, like, I'm going to give up trying to be perfect right now and just be okay being me. It's a lot harder than people think that it is. And for those of you in the Naked Army, feel free to chime in the comments about what that felt like for you the first time and how you're dealing with it. I would love to hear those in the comments. So I would say, instead of trying to find what's wrong with yourself, people specifically asked about yourself, and I think that that's very important when it comes to creating your own YouTube content, because you want it to be so good. There's nothing wrong with being an overachiever and, again, setting those high goals. But I think the difference between perfectionist and overachiever is that perfectionist looks for things that are wrong to fix them. And the overachiever can say, these are the goals I want to hit, but I also can find enjoyment where I am currently. So, for example, if I said, I really want to be 10 pounds thinner, the perfectionist mindset would say, I need to be 10 pounds thinner because that's perfect. And right now I'm not perfect, and therefore I'm broken and I need to fix it. And you'd be unhappy until you get there. Whereas someone who's saying, I would like to be 10 pounds thinner, but I also am not so bad the way that I am right now. So I see that there is a better option out there, but I can still understand and appreciate where I am now. So I would say definitely to try that. And some people might argue that people that are unhappy with their current state will be more motivated to get to a state where they can fix it. But I feel like people that get in the habit of being unhappy with current states and needing to fix it will never really reach that perfection. I mean, being perfect versus being imperfect is our own judgment. We each draw that line individually for ourselves. We draw that line individually for someone else. So what you consider imperfect may be someone else's perfect. So really, these are just standards that we're imposing on ourselves. And if we can try to think about it that way, it's going to be so much easier. I obviously disagree that people that are unhappy are going to work harder towards their goals. I think when you're happy in general in life, you can find goals that you're passionate about and that you're excited to pursue. And I think that people are much more likely to pursue goals that they're excited about rather than goals that feel like work or feel like you're going to have to trudge through the mud to get there. So my question to you guys is, what's something that you formerly saw as an imperfection that now in your life you've come to accept or even to really appreciate? Let me know that in the comments below. Let's see. For me, I could say that something that I would have said is an imperfection is my short stature. My entire life I was called a runt, and now that I'm older, I don't mind so much that I'm short. I feel like it separates me from other people and makes me unique. And maybe I cannot slam dunk a ball, but that's okay. I'm great at dodgeball. So share yours with me. I know that was a silly one. Share yours with me in the comments below. If you do want to make a vlog response, I encourage you to do that. If you want to try the naked thing, great, but shoulders up only, please. And if you don't, that's absolutely fine too. You can use the about section of this channel and click for business inquiries to send me your naked truth responses. And if you have an idea for a naked truth topic in the future, feel free to put that down in the comments and I'll collect them all and I put them in a little list for future dates. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure that you like this video, and I always forget to ask people to subscribe. So I'm remembering, oh, I'm so perfect. No, not at all. But I am remembering to ask people to subscribe. So subscribe. Haha, not perfect. All right, I'm gonna go now. Love you guys. Bye.